I loved your show. I grew up in Hong Kong, so I lived there for 11 years, and now I go to school in the U.S. So I speak English, Mandarin, and Cantonese.
Which is easiest?
In other words,
yeah.
you speak three completely different languages. That's right.
Cantonese, I would say, is considered a dialect of Chinese, but what I've noticed is Cantonese is composed of a lot of slang words. And what I think is really interesting is when I watch TV shows or movies that are filmed in Cantonese, the humor comes across a lot funnier than someone who doesn't understand. Or even if it's, let's say, translated into the written Chinese as a subtitle, it's so much funnier if you understand the language. So I think humor is really interesting across different languages.
Yeah, it's interesting because there are two things that are going on there.
Thanks, Anita.
All of the Chinese varieties, and notice what I'm calling them, are written with the same system, and so they're all Chinese in that sense. But then on the other hand, it happens that despite all of those languages can be written, now I'm giving my hand away, all of those languages can be written with the same system. That doesn't mean that they are dialects of one another in the same way as, say, Appalachian and Black and Standard English are dialects of one another. Because if you look at Mandarin and Cantonese, I imagine it's different if you grow up speaking both. But if you're coming at them from the outside like me, Mandarin, I have a whole book that describes all of Mandarin, and I have a book that describes all of Cantonese. They are as different as Spanish and Italian. And so in the eyes of whoever you believe is up there, God's eyes or somebody else's, those are different languages, even though they're written with the same system. Now, as for Cantonese being funnier, I can't say, because Cantonese wasn't spoken in my home when I grew up, but I will take your word for it.